one win at home at Stamford Bridge in 9 months.
You ain't so tough with that bad boy tuck. I'ma get it how I'm living, I'ma walk the walk. Outline my lines, I rap through thought.
Well, that's the statistic the commentary team said on TNT Sports 1. One win at home at Stamford Bridge since the beginning of February. And of course, that home one win was Luton, relatively recently 3-0. This is an incredibly dismal and damning result for Chelsea and Pochettino. Another fun stat for you, ladies and gentlemen. Brentford have been in the Premier League for the third year, and they've had very unsettled. Let's try and calm down. And they've subsequently had 3 visits to Stamford Bridge, and they've won every single time. 3 out of 3 wins for Brentford, the Bees, at Stamford Bridge, and it is an absolute crap show. It's very poor indeed. Vibe check, not good, ladies and gentlemen. The last game, Arsenal, it was a poor end. It felt like we threw away, but a lot of people saw through, like, yeah, you know what, Chelsea have been playing well. They've had 3 wins on the bounce before this. They probably should have beaten Arsenal. Yes, they should, displayed and demonstrated naivety from letting them back in, and that, that Rob Sanchez pass, etc., etc., etc. But Chelsea are good. This was poor, man. And it was a failed experiment from Mauricio Pochettino, the Chelsea manager, on that right-hand side. Now, Brentford were either going to play the 4-3-3, like we said in the preview, like they won last time out 3-0, or they'd revert to the back 5 that they always play against the Big 6, and they've got a really good record against the Big 6. And they always beat Chelsea at Stamford Bridge, so why not carry on doing that? And that they did, ladies and gentlemen, with a back 5, Pinnock and Bueno getting the goals on the day, I think. Sickening stuff. Neil Maupay with the assist as well. Imagine if we let him score that. I probably wouldn't be filming a video. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about it. What went wrong? And where do we go from here? If you want to make me feel better, like and subscribe. But it's going to take a lot of likes to make me feel better after that. So yes, they went for a 5-3-2 formation, Brentford, and you can absolutely understand why they did us completely. Look, man, we ended up with a 3-2-5. No, hold on. Anyway, look, I will talk about that in a minute. Chelsea started a 4-2-3-1 formation. Now, we've been playing a 4-4-3, and we've been looking really good with a 4-3-3. Usually we play a midfield 3 of Caicedo sitting, Conor Gallagher and Enzo Fernandez in the respective 8s. Enzo Fernandez has just had a kid a day or 2 ago. He's out of the game. Totally fine. We all understand. Some things are more important than football, like having a child. Mudryk, who's been in form, yes, I'll say it again, Mykhailo Mudryk has been in form scoring goals for club and country, had a slight muscle injury and Pochettino did not want to risk him. So, we had Rob Sanchez in goal. We had a conventional back 4. Well, I say conventional because Colwill and Silva are playing centre-backs. Cucurella was playing left-back, which is fine, by the way. I thought it was going to be... What I thought when I saw this, I thought, right, this back 4 is Levi Colwill left-back, Thiago Silva left centre-back, Disasi right centre-back, and Cucurella as a right back because he's played well there. That was obviously the most sense. But Pochettino, for some reason, he played Cucurella as a left back. Fine, he's the left side defender. So who do you play at right back? Well, how about one of your right backs, like Reece James or Malo Gusto? Both on the bench, by the way. So this is obviously a tactical plan. Chelsea's right backs. Top of the tree, Reece James, first choice. Second, Malo Gusto, excellent deputy. Third choice, Cucurella. He's had a remontada of late, playing better. But to discount all those options at right back and play Axel Disasi, the centre back, at right back. Madness. Especially hindsight's 2020. I wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt. I said on my Instagram, @FootballYannick. If you want to follow me on Instagram, @FootballYannick. I was saying and talking about it before kickoff and did live. I said, look, trust him. He did a weird formation against Arsenal with Palmer and, Gallagher playing up front in a 4-4-2. It seemed to work. Let's just trust this. We played a double pivot today in the absence of Enzo Fernandez, we just played a double pivot of Caicedo and Gallagher, Palmer in front in the number 10. Now remember, this is our pre-season formation with Nkunku should be the number 10. Palmer was in the number 10, Sterling on the left, Noni Madueke on the right, and Nico up front. I looked at it and thought, okay, the more I looked at it, and of course we know Mudrik's not there as well, we know Brentford are coming to play a defensive formation. In a back five. Right, so play a front four. Oh, shit. So play a front four. Like I said, Nico, Palmer, Sterling, and Madueke. And also, when you're playing Conor Gallagher in the double pivot, who likes to get forward as well, you're playing like a front five. Like it's a heavily offensive formation. But it didn't work, bro. Like Noni Madueke, he started well. He hit the post in what would have been like a near wonder goal. But apart from that, it just... great theory, Poch, but it didn't work. And suddenly your whole right-hand side is a mass failed experiment. It is. Disassi, Madueke. Didn't work. The right-hand side was a nonsense. Reece James came on, made a couple of nice crosses, but at that point we're behind. It's a late substitution. He came on like around 70 minutes or something, you know, and we're a goal down. Look, I'm going to take a breath. Breathe in. In that first half, we played some pretty darn impressive build-up play. Now, I don't ultimately give a so-and-so about that, and neither will you. But, you know, I said it, other Chelsea fans were saying on socials, the commentary on the broadcast was certainly saying it. Chelsea are playing some fantastic stuff here. But it doesn't mean anything, does it? And we all seen this before. I messaged my mate, United fan who's watching. I said, look, you know what will happen against the run of play. Brighton will score. And then we won't know how to react. And then our blunt. And then they'll have a reason to get better. And almost Chelsea have a reason to get worse because they panic. And like that's how sort of the vibe changes. They score Brian and Burmo, a goal and assist for him on the day. Assisting Ethan Pinnock. Good goal. To be honest, it's not Sanchez's fault that Sanchez made a couple of wicked saves in the game and late on in the game. Now, who told Robert Sanchez to go up? If the management told the goalkeeper to go up, then I've got absolutely no issues with him in this game. Okay? At all. At all. If he just decided to go up, like, oh, we need a goal, it's stoppage time, I was thinking, why is he going up? It's just pointless. He's not going to, you know, and they score another goal. And it's just embarrassing. And Maatsen on that goal as well, he just absolutely gets friggin' eaten alive by Mberno. Like, he tries to win a header and just gets flattened. It's absolutely not a foul. It's little Ian Maatsen just being near Mberno's aura. Just went, just got absolutely squashed like a bug. And like he's the last man back, Ian Maatsen. The whole thing was an absolute crap show at that point. I was but... Okay, so by that point, it was a disaster. It was... Yeah, I don't know what we were trying. Jesus Perez has been sent off on the bench. He's got a red card, which is just a bad look for us. We're all losing our heads on the bench. It's just pretty embarrassing, to be honest. But I'm trying to, like, methodically think about how we got there. Like, at the end, it was a crisis. We're chucking everyone on. We're going to lose at home for the third year in a row to a initially promoted side in Brentford. That, yes, they spent only 40 million in the summer. We spent 400 billion. Yes, we know. They come with a plan. They believe in themselves. We just don't believe in ourselves yet. Like, and by the end, look, like I say, it was such a circus with Maatsen being the last man back, with our goalkeeper randomly coming up and then, you know, getting squished alive, loads of dysfunction. I mean, I was trying to think at that point, how do you make that better? But really, it's about not getting to that point, isn't it? That first 45 minutes, it was like, oh yeah, Chelsea look really good, but like, you know, if they don't get a goal, all that, you know, it's just the same stuff. We've seen it before. We've seen this before. Look, stats on the day, we had over 69% possession, 70% possession. Brentford won't give a sod about that. In the famous words of Jose Mourinho, well, they want all the ball. They can take the ball home with them. We'll take the 3 points. We had a 90% pass success rate, which is pretty good, to their 73. Again, they didn't have the ball, so 14 dribbles to their 7, matched for aerials, which makes sense. We had 8 corners to their 1, 8 times the amount of corners. We don't capitalise off that at all. And we had 16 shots to their 6 shots. But you want to hear something absolutely sickening, ladies and gentlemen? In those 16 shots, we had 2 on target. In their 6 shots, they had 4 on target. So they had a 66% rate of shots on target. We had, I don't know, was it 15? I can't work it out. A very low one. Very, very poor indeed. Really, really embarrassing. We had, look, Brian and Berner had 3 shots. And then at the second, third, fourth, and fifth most were all Chelsea players. What are we doing though? Do you know what I mean? Like, where are we shooting? Player performances then, I suppose. Look, again, very important. If Rob Sanchez was urged by his coaching staff to go up, then he was good. He was fine. I need to be very careful and be fair with this guy. I really thought he was awful against Arsenal, not just because of the mistake. I thought it was a bad performance. I don't think it was bad here. He made a good save and he made an excellent save. And if he was told to go up, then it's not his fault. So I'll give him a tick, but on those conditions. Disassi at right back, bad. The centre backs, okay, I suppose. Cucurella, okay. The double pivot, I don't like it in a double pivot. I don't want to see a 4-2-3-1 ever again. Not until friggin' like all our first choice players back are at least. Gallagher, look, he tries so hard. He's probably in the first half we had 2 very good players, and Gallagher was one of them, I think. He never stops trying, and he is useful. He wore the captain's armband again. Interestingly, Reece James, the last 2 times, hasn't taken the captain's armband off him when he comes on. I imagine if, obviously, James start, he's listed as a club captain, he'll wear it. But it's interesting to see Gallagher doesn't give it to him, or it just sounds like he wants to hold on to it, but you don't see him give it to him. The double pivot was just, like, Caicedo looks amazing in moments, but I think we need a 3-man midfield. Sterling was really bad. I do feel like Sterling plays better when the team plays better. He just hasn't got that Eden Hazard, that guy aura. He's a very valuable asset, Sterling. He can play very well at times. But, you know, would we have played better in this game with Mudryk? I don't even know, actually. I don't even think it's the kind of game where Mudryk comes in and makes a massive difference when you're playing against that low block. But Sterling wasn't good. I think apart from hitting the post early from Noni, I think he was really bad as well. I think that whole right-hand side was awful. Feel free to correct me if you think I'm wrong. Comment down below if you think Noni was actually very good. Look, I believe in the kid. But, you know, if you've got the cojones on you to whip a shot like that early doors in your first Premier League start of the season, then great. Jackson started okay, but got progressively worse. I feel like he's feeling the pressure massively. In fact, there was a story I saw on social media at halftime. He was getting a bit of grief from a fan as he was walking down the tunnel about scoring, and Pochettino came over to, like, defend him. I think it's getting to him, the pressure. Yeah, I think it is getting to him. I think we need to sign a striker. Nkunku or no Nkunku. Palmer was excellent. Palmer was absolutely excellent, and to the point where I would suggest he was let down by his teammates, especially in that first half. He was occupying the right space. He was playing as the number 10. Of course, in the 4-2-3-1, the number 10 there usually has complete freedom to roam. Any roam he did. He came deep, he collected the ball, he went wide, he went between the lines, he went into the striker position. He was excellent. And he is just of he's of that Guardiola pedigree, but not like the Raheem Sterling style. He's got something a bit special. Cole Palmer, easily our best player, our man of the match of the day, even if perhaps in the second half he just descended into the crap level of everyone. But that's not on him, that's just, I feel like he was probably let down by his teammates. Yeah, great to see, you know, Reece James come off the bench, like, that's nice. David Washington made his Chelsea debut. Welcome to London, you Brazilian sensation. Enjoy. Yeah, so I don't even know what formation we're playing at the end. We brought on Washington, the Brazilian striker. We had Nico stayed up there. We had Palmer. Martson, who I don't even know where I don't know where Martson was playing, what he was doing. And we just lost complete ability to do anything. We didn't know where we were, we didn't know what we were doing, and it sucks. I'll be very interested to hear what Pochettino says, but I'm sure he'll be very diplomatic and political about the whole thing. Look, I don't want to see this formation again. I just play 4-3-3. Alright? You know, this formation suits Palmer because Palmer's so good, and it gives Palmer the license to just float around and do what he does. And had we been settled in every other where at the pitch, this could be good because it makes someone like Palmer better. But for the most part, I don't want to see it right now. Enzo should return. We'll see the three-man midfield come back that essentially saw us go unbeaten in 4 games. Reece James seems that he looked pretty good, didn't he, in a very small period. It's unfair to ask a right-back to change the game for you, even though he's got the capacity to do that. He looked pretty good. So, you know, next game, I want to see... put Levi back at left back. Actually, that's unfair on Kukurea. He was fine. You know, like, start Reece James, sort out that right-hand side, play, Sterling on the right-hand side, I guess, and then start Mudryk. No, play Palmer on the right-hand side, play Mudryk on the left-hand side. I don't know, about maybe even do what we just did at Arsenal, do the 4-4-2, you know? I don't know. Look, man, I know everyone's saying it. It's so reductive and it's friggin' boring, bro. We need a striker. Chelsea need to sign a striker. I like Nico Jackson. He's clearly got what it takes to be a centre forward at a high level, but it's too much pressure. We're a collective failing entity at the moment, a lot of the time, not always, and there's too much pressure on this young guy who is a converted winger from Villarreal. The gaffer believes in him. Clearly, he's a good player, and it's just too much pressure. So January, and this is one of those moments where, you know, your sporting directors was just pick up the files of, right, who do we need to call then? You know, Brentford. Like, can we keep some of the Brentford officials back to ask him about Ivan Toney? Because we need something, you know. And yeah, at the end of the day, we need someone with we need the ego. We need the aura, you know, whether it's Drogba, Costa, you know, and Tony's probably got that, hasn't he? His self-belief. I think he's going to go to Arsenal. I think he wants to play for Arsenal. Can't really blame him at the moment, but he's that kind of character. Nico Jackson's clearly a great player. I do believe in him, but we need someone in the box, in the Prem, that's like, yeah, just give it to me, mate. We just don't have that. And we haven't had that for a while. I hate saying it because I feel like it's such a reductive, like, you know, you hear like pundits go, yeah, well, they ain't got a striker. They need to spend all this bloody money, ain't got a striker. And you think, yeah, well, we've got a few strikers. We've got Breuer, Jackson, we've got Nkunku can play there. We've got systems where we don't play them and play Arsenal off the park without a striker. So it feels like boring to say it, but it's... Striker! Sickening. An awful result, more embarrassing because it's 3 out of 3 for Brentford, 1 win in 9 months for Chelsea at home, if that is true. I'm going to run with it though, because sensational, isn't it? Thank you for joining me. We're going to be okay eventually. Just this sucks, doesn't it? It really does suck. Go shake it off. Go and have a drink, a run, whatever you do. Cold shower, cry, fetal position, all the fun stuff. And I'll see you back here. Come back. Make sure you return. Okay.